I thought I finally found a real family after years in foster care. But my new mom only took me in for the money, and when I found out, she tried to get me locked away forever just to keep the truth hidden. For as long as I can remember, I wanted nothing more than to belong to someone. I spent most of my life bouncing between foster homes, some okay, some awful, most forgettable. I was just another name in a folder, another mouth to feed, another problem to manage. I learned early not to expect much. Not birthdays, not hugs, not the kind of love kids dream about. So when I met Cynthia Harris, I didn't know what to think. She wasn't like the other foster moms. She was polished, elegant, almost like someone off a Hallmark card. She had this warm, controlled smile and spoke in a soft voice, always calm, always composed. When she walked into my caseworker's office that day, she looked me in the eye, extended her hand like I was some kind of grown up, and said, "Hi, Madison. I've been waiting for you." I was 16 then, practically grown by foster system standards, which meant my chances of being adopted were slim to none. But Cynthia didn't seem to care. She said she had a big house just outside of town, loved cooking, and wanted to give a teenage girl a chance to finish high school in peace. She said she believed in second chances. I didn't have much stuff, just one duffel bag and a journal I carried from home to home. But Cynthia made it feel like I was starting fresh. When we pulled up to her house, my jaw nearly dropped. It was huge. White picket fence, porch swing, flower beds, everything you'd see in a picture perfect suburban dream. Inside smelled like cinnamon and clean laundry. She showed me to a room with mint green walls and fairy lights above the bed. "You can redecorate however you like," she said. "This is your space now." I didn't sleep that night. I kept waiting for the other shoe to drop. For the yelling, the drinking, the rules taped to the fridge in giant red letters. But it didn't happen. For the first time in years, I woke up and didn't feel like I was walking on glass. Cynthia made pancakes the next morning, blueberry with whipped cream. I sat there eating like I hadn't had a real breakfast in years, which, honestly, I hadn't, and she just watched me with this satisfied look in her eyes. "You belong here, Madison," she said. "This is your home now, and for a while." I believed her. At first, everything seemed perfect. Cynthia introduced me around the neighborhood like I was her niece or something. People smiled, welcomed me. I started school, and for once, no one knew me as the foster kid. I even made a few friends. But small things started to feel off. Like how Cynthia had a locked door at the end of the hallway she never talked about, or how she would always overreact if I accidentally knocked something over or used the wrong mug. One night, I spilled water on the kitchen counter, and she stared at me for a full minute before snapping, "Do you have any idea how much this countertop cost?" I started noticing how little she actually talked to me, really talked. She asked surface level questions, always smiled, but there was no warmth behind it. Like she was playing a role, acting like a mother but never feeling like one. Then came the inspections. Once a month, a social worker would stop by. Cynthia would clean like a maniac the day before, dressing me up like a doll in some outfit she bought just for those visits. I had to sit in the living room with her while she answered all the questions. Is Madison adjusting? Is she respectful? And I was expected to nod and smile, even if what she said wasn't entirely true. She'd shoot me these tiny warning glances, the kind that said, "Don't screw this up." Then, one night, I heard her on the phone when she thought I was asleep. "No, I'm not looking to foster another right now," she said, voice hushed. "One is enough." And yes, the check came through. Direct deposit. Everything's fine. I froze. The check? It was a small thing, maybe. Foster parents do get stipends. But something about how she said it, so transactional, stung. I told myself not to read too much into it. But the more I paid attention, the more things added up. She never bought me anything unless it was for appearances. School clothes, sure, but nothing personal. No birthday card. No, just because snack runs. She didn't want to know me, my favorite color, my fears, my dreams. She just wanted me to behave, to make her look good. The tipping point came on my 17th birthday. I was excited, even though I hadn't told her it was coming. I waited all day for her to say something. A cake, a card, anything. Nothing. That night at dinner, I finally blurted out, "Do you know what today is?" She blinked. "Wednesday. It's my birthday." She paused. "Oh, well, happy birthday, Madison." Just like that. No emotion, no regret, just acknowledgement, like I told her it was raining outside. That night, I cried into my pillow and realized something deep in my gut. She doesn't love me. She never did. I stopped trying after that. I went to school, came home, did chores. I kept my head down, stayed quiet. I didn't want to give Cynthia any reason to snap. The mask she wore was slipping more each day, and I could see flashes of who she really was. She was cold, calculated, and scarily good at pretending. Then, one rainy afternoon, everything changed. Cynthia had gone out shopping, and I was supposed to be cleaning the upstairs hallway. I was dusting shelves when I noticed the locked door was open, just a crack. Curiosity got the better of me. Inside was an office, immaculately organized, shelves of books, neatly labeled files, and a desk with a computer, and a manila folder with my name on it. I know I shouldn't have looked, but I did. Inside were financial documents, copies of checks from the state, every single one labeled with my case number. She was getting over $1,200 a month for care and support. But that wasn't all. There was an application for a grant, some kind of foster care bonus for parents who took in at risk teens. Another $5,000. My stomach turned. I flipped through more pages, emails between her and a coordinator. In one, she said, "This one's quiet. Should be easy to manage. No drama." This one. Not me. This one. Like I was a pet she adopted from a shelter. I was shaking. I felt sick. I had to get out. But when I turned around to leave, Cynthia was standing right there. I froze. Cynthia stood in the doorway, holding a grocery bag in one hand and her car keys in the other. Her face didn't show shock or even anger at first. Just this cold, unreadable expression, like she was calculating. "Close the folder, Madison," she said calmly, like she was asking me to turn off the lights. My hands were trembling. I backed away from the desk. "You lied to me," I whispered. "You only took me in for the money." There was a long pause. Then she sighed, tired, annoyed. "You think you're the first one to figure that out?" I stared at her. She dropped the bag on the floor. Apples spilled out and rolled across the hardwood. She took a step closer. "You have no idea how hard it is to keep a house this size. To live alone. Do you think I wanted this? Some troubled teenager with abandonment issues and a smart mouth?" My chest tightened. "I gave you a room, a safe bed, food. You should be grateful." I shook my head. "You used me." She laughed, cold and bitter. "Used you? Please. You were a paycheck with legs. And now you're becoming a problem." I turned to run, but she grabbed my wrist. Hard. "You think someone's going to believe you over me?" she hissed. "A 16-year-old foster girl with a history of defiance? I can make one phone call and you'll be gone by morning." I yanked my arm free. "I'm not scared of you." "Oh, sweetie," she said, voice syrupy and cruel. "You should be." I ran. I don't even remember grabbing my bag or shoes. I just ran into the street, heart pounding so loud I couldn't hear anything else. I ended up sitting in the rain behind a gas station 2 miles away, soaked, cold, and crying so hard I couldn't breathe. I wanted to call someone. But who? My caseworker had transferred. I didn't even know the name of the new one. Then I remembered Miss Bennett, my old guidance counselor. She'd always told me, "If you ever need someone to believe you, I will." So I called her. She came and picked me up that night. I told her everything, from the fake warmth to the documents to Cynthia's threats. I expected disbelief, maybe even pity. But she just nodded and said, "You're not the first kid I've heard this from." That crushed me. There were others. Kids who thought they'd finally been chosen, finally loved, only to realize they were being used. Ms. Bennett called Child Protective Services and helped me file a report. But that was just the beginning, because Cynthia wasn't about to go down quietly. Within days, Cynthia filed a formal complaint against me. She told CPS I was unstable, violent, and had broken into her office to steal documents. She even accused me of threatening her. Her lies were polished, practiced, just like everything else about her. But this time, I wasn't alone. Ms. Bennett helped me gather evidence. I handed over the folder I'd taken photos of. She connected me to a legal advocate for foster youth. They knew the system, knew how people like Cynthia operated. Turns out, she had fostered 6 other teens over the past 5 years. Every single one stayed less than 9 months. Every one of them had been dismissed with vague reports, didn't adjust, disrespectful, stole from the home. But none of them ever had proof. I did. The grant documents, the emails, her threatening words, some of which Miss Bennett recorded when I recounted them. It wasn't easy. There were hearings, investigations, and endless questions. But slowly, the truth came out. Cynthia was stripped of her foster license, ordered to repay thousands in misused funds. She didn't go to prison. Wealth and charm bought her the kind of lawyer who knew how to twist things. But she was exposed. Her reputation? Ruined. I thought I'd feel satisfied, but all I felt was empty. Because justice didn't fix the years I spent hoping to be loved. It didn't erase the betrayal. What helped was something else. One of the investigators, her name was Tasha, kept checking on me even after the case closed. She wasn't assigned to me. She didn't have to care. But she did. She started bringing me lunch on her off days. She helped me apply for a summer art program when she found out I loved to draw. She took me school shopping, and when I turned 17, she showed up at my door with a cupcake and a candle. "Make a wish," she said, "and don't wish for someone to love you, because you already have that." At first, I kept my guard up. I didn't believe someone could love me just because. But Tasha never gave up on me. And a year later, on my 18th birthday, she asked if I'd ever consider letting her adopt me legally as her daughter. I cried for an hour straight, not because I was sad, but because for the first time in my life, I felt chosen for me, not for a check, not for charity, not for appearances. Now, I'm in college. I'm studying social work. I want to be the kind of person who listens when kids say, "Something's not right." I want to be a voice for the kids like me, the ones who got overlooked, ignored, or used. Because I survived. And I'm not just a story in a folder anymore. I'm someone's daughter, someone's family, and no one can take that away from me again.